Today we have a massive video. It's your boy Ango, and today we're talking about AEW stars going to WWE because we have some breaking developments. If you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and as well as always, timestamps in the description down below for every single topic that's being discussed in today's video. You're not going to want to miss these videos, guys. We're going to keep them coming on a daily basis, plus the live streams, so you already know. Really quick, I want to talk about Premier Streaming Network. This is a very interesting development because there is a new streaming service that is launching in 2023. And what's really interesting here is the person who was appointed as the president of PSN is actually somebody who's been involved in streaming networks before. He was one of the people involved with the WWE Network, also UFC's Fight Pass. This guy is somebody who has really done some big things in the world of streaming, and now Premier Streaming Network is looking to take over the combat sports and pro wrestling industry. So here's the situation. We have Paul Owen and Josh Chernoff, who will be basically running the Premier Streaming Network. It looks like they're building a big team at this company. Both of these people are highly involved in the industry. And of course, wrestling fans are taking notice of this because there's been other companies who have tried launching streaming services, and some of them didn't necessarily perform well. However, the people involved with this particular service are people that have had big success. So it is very interesting to see if Premier Streaming Network could obtain any sort of agreements with a pro wrestling company, especially in the United States. Now, the reason why I bring this up, of course, is because of the fact that Impact Wrestling recently did a deal with DAZN outside of America. So, obviously, we don't know exactly who could potentially join Premier Streaming Network, but it is expected that there will be wrestling content on there. You have to also wonder if maybe a company like AEW, who needs a streaming deal, could be part of something like this. Of course, Warner Media has their own thing going with Discovery Plus, HBO Max, whatever the hell is happening there. But this is a big deal. The more content providers out there gives more companies a chance to be on those platforms. And then, of course, you got to wonder, is this going to be something similar to Fight TV? Is there plans for it to be bigger than Fight TV? I think quality matters. So if you're going to have a whole bunch of low quality indie companies, I prefer not to see that on a new streaming network. But again, it's just going to be really interesting to see with so many companies out there that exist who could benefit from having a good streaming deal. Now, obviously, with that comes money, spending, advertising, payment plans. Like, there is so much that we don't know about this, but for the right price, it could be a potential landing spot for some of these wrestling companies who need a streaming deal. Might I add, ROH could potentially be a possibility. I want to talk about FTR because there has been a lot of talk about FTR recently. A lot of people have been wondering what's going to happen with them with their contracts set to expire next year. Dax Harwood was talking to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, and basically it was brought up this idea of what if we just take a year off of TV? There has been this rumor that FTR could potentially be leaving AEW. Maybe for the next year, they could be working independent shows a little bit from time to time. But really, the idea is to rest, be happy, not necessarily be part of the mainstream wrestling scene. Now, if FTR were to leave AEW and take a year off, take, maybe one or two bookings a month that are relatively big in the independent scene, it keeps them active enough to where they don't become rusty or whatever it may be. But ultimately, it gives them some time away from the cameras and everything. Now, I have said this time and time again, FTR is one of the best tag teams in the world. I would love to see them as AEW tag team champions. I would like to see them in more high-profile feuds in AEW. But I can't sit here and act like I wouldn't want to see them in WWE. Because Triple H running WWE, we saw what it was with FTR in WWE under Triple H and NXT. Now, granted, when they went to the main roster, that's a whole different story. Vince McMahon wasn't really good at booking them, but it would intrigue me to see what FTR could do on the main roster with WWE pushing the tag team division. Nonetheless, I feel like AEW and WWE are a great spot for them. So if they do, in fact, leave AEW and become free agents, it would kind of suck not seeing them on TV for a year. But I got to admit, WWE's tag team division is starting to get a little bit of a focus. Whatever happens with the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think once that storyline is all done, you now have the potential to tell more stories with more tag teams. How would you not want to see FTR involved in that? Just like I wouldn't want to see, I really want to see FTR involved with the Young Bucks, Proud and Powerful. There's a lot of tag teams in AEW as well where I would just like to see these matchups. So very interesting stuff. Will FTR go to WWE? It's always a possibility. But if they leave AEW, I'm very intrigued to see what the next part of their career looks like. Speaking of leaving AEW, we're talking about William Regal again. We have to provide an update on this. This is absolutely crazy. Dave Meltzer recently said that there was something going on with William Regal. There was something in play. We made the videos on this. We talked about it. Then there was a rumor killer because Meltzer basically came out and said, well, hold on. Regal is under a 3-year contract with AEW unless Tony Khan lets them out of the deal. Now, PW Insider today came out and said all signs are that William Regal, at the age of 54, will be WWE bound shortly. The company has not made anything official, but there have been rumblings within WWE as of late that Regal would return to the company in a backstage role. Now, with that being said, this has become incredibly confusing because Meltzer seems to be flip-flopping a lot on what is being said here. And PW Insider is saying, look, this is happening. Now there's some talk of Regal's contract actually ending this month in December. So nobody knows what the hell is happening here. I do want to add this, though. William Regal will be beneficial to WWE's backstage. William Regal is definitely beneficial to AEW's television. Whoever has William Regal, it's a win for them. That's as simple as it is. I don't think I have to explain that much more. I don't think it's a big thing or a bad thing if he's not in AEW. I don't think it's a bad thing if he's not in WWE because both of these companies can benefit from him. Now, keep in mind, AEW pretty much just wrote him off TV. MJF attacked him. So storyline-wise, it could very well make sense. Or is everybody being worked? I mean, I guess that's something we can ask ourselves as well. But nonetheless, it appears that William Regal could be headed to WWE in the very, very near future. My recommendation, have him run NXT, please. Triple H, bring him into NXT. Shawn Michaels could use the help. If Shawn Michaels wants to recruit talent, great. Bring in William Regal. Have him be the general manager. Have him go back to the old way of doing things. It'll be perfect. Let me know what you guys think down below.